Home prices are down as much as 14% in our area compared to last year. There are almost double the number of homes for sale in some areas, but houses are still selling at the same rate. Let's dig into all the details and see what this means for you. Peter Thompson here with a market update for Saint-Lazare, Hudson, Rigaud, and Vaudreuil. So today we'll only be looking at the first quarter of 2022 versus the first quarter of 2023, and only for single family homes. Before I dive into the stats, I just wanted to let you know that I'm offering to take the information in this market update and completely tailor it to determine the current market value of your home. Even if you have absolutely no plans to sell, it is vitally important to stay on top of your home's value, since for most of us, this becomes the most important source of wealth in retirement. I keep a close eye on this personally, and I provide regular updates for many of my clients as well. If you'd like me to give you your own personal market update, just shoot me a text message with your address, and I'll get to work on putting that together for you. All right, so now let's get into the market update. House prices are hanging on, and this is mostly because despite inventory going up, we're still seeing lower than average levels. With less houses to sell and a decent amount of buyers, this is what's helping prices hang on. So the main thing we're seeing right now is that there's a lot more houses for sale than there were at the same time last year, which is having a pretty significant impact on the overall market. While there's still a lot of activity and we're seeing almost the same sales volume as last year, the entire experience of buying a home has shifted back to what most people have experienced before the pandemic. While there's still the occasional multiple offer situation, those are a little more rare. And that's giving the buyers a chance to actually take a breath when making a decision. It was so frantic last year, and I have to say that while this was a pretty great situation for most sellers, I certainly don't miss the stress buyers were experiencing under those market conditions. Ultimately, the market has become a lot more balanced, which actually means we should start to see a lot more stability in prices over the coming months and years. When we look at the underlying stats, while the median selling price is still much higher than it was at the start of the pandemic, prices have already started to come down from their peak in 2022. As you'd expect, the areas that saw the biggest jump in prices are also those ones that are the quickest to come back down. Hudson is the standout here. We saw some absolutely wild numbers in our little town during the pandemic. So the one that really stood out for me was the median price in Hudson. It actually skyrocketed to $882,000 during 2022. And just to give you an idea, in 2021 and in 2023, it was closer to $650,000. The other interesting thing here is that while Saint-Lazare saw some pretty significant increases as well, the prices there seem to be coming down slower, a good sign that demand remains strong for the area. Now you might be asking why the prices have changed. The two main reasons we can point to are rising interest rates, which increase the cost of borrowing and lower affordability for buyers. I have a whole video on this topic, which I'll link to if you want more info. And secondly, there are more homes available for sale. Let's look a little closer at the second point. Real estate, like most economies, is driven heavily by supply and demand. During the pandemic, there were so few houses available for sale, and the ones that did go up for sale sold so quickly that it forced people to continuously increase their offer prices in order to be one of the lucky few who were able to buy one of those homes that hit the market. But as soon as the supply starts to rebound, it changes the dynamic of the market. And one of the first places that shows up is in the median home price. When we look at the number of homes that went on the market in our area, the number in the first quarter of this year is almost double in both Vaudreuil and Saint-Lazare versus this time last year, and almost triple in Hudson. The final thing I generally look at when assessing the market is the number of homes that actually sold. This signals how strong the demand is for buyers in our area. So across the board, these numbers remain fairly stable in all four areas we serve. And interestingly, the number of homes that sold actually increased in Saint-Lazare. This is another reason why the median home price in Saint-Lazare hadn't changed as much as it has in other areas. So that's all for this update. As always, I'm here for you, and if you have any questions, feel free to call, text, or email me, and I'll get you the answers you're after.